Hello friends, there's nothing quite like having a little city break, and a hotel stay, even if it's just for one night, has the power to fully revive me back to my charged cheek to cheeks myself, and knowing that this hotel room will soon be filled with some of my favorite humans ever has the power to literally bounce me out to orbit. I'm gonna stay on this earth though, just for a little bit longer, but only because we're pretending that we're just in Paris as opposed to London, and we're sat in a French bistro having some pampadu, which Duolingo tells me is just French toast. You can escape London in your mind, but the rain will always bring you back to Earth. I think maturing is realizing that really all you and your friends need are some matching black umbrellas that are just so chic and you can strut all the way over to your favorite museum. Mine just so happens to be the V&A. Is it my favorite museum even though I've only been to it once? Yeah, sure, I can do what I want. Sue me. I don't really understand museums, if I'm being honest. One, from a structural standpoint, like how did these actual buildings get lifted from Italy and then get plonked into another building? And also, like, who said that it was okay to do that? Like, who signed the papers? Do you know what I mean? If you ask me what my ideal day in London is, there's probably gonna be a museum or two squeezed into the itinerary. I feel like a big factor of that is the fact that museums are free. I don't understand American museums. Like, what do you mean I'm paying $50 to go into the Met? No, thank you. It's also just a great activity to do with friends. Like, let's get educated together. Let's wander around these halls. Let's, like, be silly next to priceless pieces of art. Another great activity, wandering the halls of Harrods. If I'm even remotely in West London, I am beelining towards Harrods. That's not because I like overpriced stuff. No, I love looking at overpriced stuff. But their bakery is actually phenomenal. I got a cookie this time and I wouldn't recommend it, but their olive sticks and their truffle and cheese croissants, oh, say less. The only downside to that food hall is there's nowhere to like sit and eat your baked goods at, which actually worked in our favors because that meant that we didn't have to pay for like an overpriced coffee and we could just come back to the hotel, pop the Nespresso machine on and like just get into our robes and be all cute. If you ever want to know how to facilitate a good yapping session with your besties, get some coffee, pajamas, robes, some baked goods, and just watch the goss flow. I'd love to sit here and be like, oh yeah, we just went to London with my friends for the weekend because that's just what we do, but it was actually a special trip. It was my birthday trip. I'm now officially 1 year hotter, but I didn't need to tell you that. Regardless of me telling them that all I wanted for my birthday was a really good handwritten card because I love a card and possibly a donation to charity, they still got me presents. On most occasions I actually hate presents. I just think they put a lot of pressure on materialistic things, but I loved every single thing that my friends got me. It's crazy when people know you. They can actually read your mind as to what you actually would appreciate in your life. So we had our little afternoon recuperation in the room. It was time to head out to London town, baby. We went to a bar. Crazy, I know. My one drink of the year, espresso martini, scrumptious. As the honorary birthday girl, I got to pick where I wanted my birthday dinner to be, and we went to Circolo Popolare. Don't really know how to pronounce it, but I have been wanting to go here ever since it opened, and my dreams finally came through for a special occasion. It's by the Big Mama Group. These people know how to do decor. I would recommend this place even if you didn't go to eat. Like, literally just sit in a jaw-dropped state and take it all in. They didn't leave any nook or cranny untouched. There was just specimens everywhere. Kind of reminded me of our trip to Napoli. Very Sorrento-esque, Amalfi, pizza, pasta. You know the drill. Now, I thought that this spot would be a little bit gimmicky. You know, you go for the views, you don't go for the food, and maybe the carbonara was a little bit not well done, but my pizza was stunning. And then they brought out a tiramisu on the house and everyone's like happy birthday, and I felt so special until they brought out tiramisus for like every other table, and it was every other table's birthday. You know what I mean? It's one of those places. After taking one too many Instagram pictures, it was time to hop on the bus and head to bed. If there is one thing that 2024 taught me, it was use heatless curlers, because people will take you more seriously if you look like you've blow dried your hair in the morning. Little do they know, this is all a facade. I just put some tongs in my hair overnight. Also, having hair that's just curly and voluminous does wonders to my self-confidence. Anyways, enough of the hair talk. Remember how I said a few minutes ago, if I had to design my ideal day in London, there'd be museums involved. If that day fell on a Sunday, we're going to Columbia Road, baby. No questions asked, no buts given. If you're even thinking thinking about taking the underground from West to East London, don't. Take the bus. It's cheaper and you get a free sightseeing tour. For some reason, none of my friends have been to that area of London, and I was like, guys, what are you doing with your life? So we went all the way up to E5 Bakehouse, which is in London Fields area. We split a few pastries, had a good time. I know that I was sat here raving on and on about Harrods Bakery. Any independent bakery, specifically E5 Bakehouse, is 1,000 times better than Harrods. We then head on over to Hackney City Farm. Got our trainers in some mud. It was a great time. This farm kind of made me sad. All I wanted to do was like let the animals roam free. Anyways, moving on. And all the way down Broadway Market, and then we hit Columbia Road. It was heaving. I thought that maybe the rain would trickle the people away, but no. Everyone had the same idea this Sunday. This is exactly what I want from a big city. I want to be nestled in the crowds. I want to feel like a sardine every now and then, but I also want to be surrounded by independent artists, growers, farmers, traders, and that's exactly what this area of London is. I flippin' love it. After many shared meals and snacks, lots and lots of belly laughs, this 24 hours in London had come to an end, and it was time for me to say goodbye to my friends and for us to go our separate ways until we meet again. And I was really sad, but then I got home and I had a bowl of popcorn, and then I baked myself a birthday cake, and it was all good.